Paniz Nobahari, and I've just finished telling my 3-year-old brother to be quiet because living with him, my 11-year-old brother, mum, stepdad and uncle can lead to quite a loud bunch. So, I live in North London, however I've lived in all different areas of London before, apart from Central because we're not that rich, and I spent most of my childhood living in Birmingham, so that, combined with the fact that my parents are Iranian, led me to being exposed to different traditions, cultures and demographics from a very early age, which probably explains why my first word was actually why. And this inquisitive attitude is something I wish to carry out throughout my whole life. I feel like there's nothing more important than asking why and critiquing things. And the Sutton Trust will allow for these questions to be taken onto a new platform and answered with a different dynamic in mind from people that have been conditioned and socialised in a different way to myself. So as blessed as I am to be able to live in London, it has in fact become my comfort zone, and I don't think there's anything in the world more important than stretching out of your comfort zone and making what was your old challenge your new comfort. So as much as I have had access to lots of free exhibitions, lectures and talks to do with poetry, psychology, philosophy, photography, as blessed as I am to have access to that, nothing will quite equate to being able to travel, which is something that I am not able to do otherwise if it wasn't for this programme, and to actually immerse myself in a whole new atmosphere and meet people that are like-minded in the sense that they care for immersing into new situations and meeting new people and take their futures seriously and are actually thinking above the borders of the UK for study. And, you know, it'd be lovely to have more people on my friends and memory wall. Yay! So I have watched lots of previous cohort vlogs, and they've all said the same thing. They've said that the most valuable thing is the people that they met and interactions that they have. And I, as someone who wants to study social sciences, value interactions an awful lot. I feel like through someone's body language and the way they react to different questions can say way more than anything else. So I honestly can't think of a better use of my time than to be part of a programme and representing a company that is, you know, following a notion of strategic philanthropy. And I feel like in life, if you agree with the company, artist, movement idea, that you should do your best to represent them, and it would be an absolute pleasure to represent the Sutton Trust. So in terms of the colleges, I did look at them all and I narrowed it down to Middlebury. This was because 31% of their students, a whopping amount, studied social sciences, and this was a very strong aspect of their college in general, which I saw through even the more nuanced aspects of their website. For example, there was a quote about how they expect all students to respect ideas, values and traditions that they may otherwise find strange, and to, you know, be interested in that kind of thing. And when I was looking at their political science course and looking at the year abroad, yay! On the sidebar there was options for support for the LGBTQ and disabled peers. Now, this seems like a very, very nuanced aspect, but it reminded me of a theatre trip that we went to, and it was about how 4 teenagers dealt with the death of their best friend. And I was interviewed afterwards. I mentioned how there's people I've heard that say lesbians are okay, but gay men aren't. And I think at the end of the day, it's because they're exposed to lesbian action, like 2 girls kissing, way more often than they are 2 guys kissing. So it becomes more normalised in their heads and less stigmatised. This kind of led to how simply seeing bereavement would make it less of an uncomfortable subject to talk about, and tiny things like that would lead to social change. I feel like their website has tiny elements, such as just leaving an option for LGBTQ and disabled peers not so hidden away. And that was something that to me said a lot about the atmosphere and the open-mindedness of the college. So the second factor that I really liked about them was that they offer master's degrees, and I feel like it's really important to be in an atmosphere, a learning atmosphere where there's people learning at a higher level than you, therefore you can ask some questions and have access to seeing how they are, and, you know, they're people of different ages at the end of the day. It's important in my eyes to be integrated with that because a lot of the other colleges weren't. So yeah, that is why I would love to be picked for this programme, and I look forward to all the experiences that are yet to be had. And I really respect your notion of trying to get people that are not so privileged reach exact same places that privileged people can, and I would love to be a part of it. Thank you.